What is up, YouTube? It's TallT, and today we're gonna have a little bit more of an organic video. If you guys didn't check out my last video, then you should, because I brought up a good point. Last video we spoke about comp versus casual and what that actually means for the NBA 2K community. Now, we didn't dive too deep into that. I can dive much deeper, and I will in future videos. But one of the things I said in that video was that I was not a comp player. I consider myself a casual player because I just get on and play just for fun. I don't play too often. I can go a week without playing. And to be honest, if I didn't post YouTube videos, I probably wouldn't be playing like that. I also said that my stick skill wasn't too crazy and I relied a lot on IQ. When it comes to jump shot timing, when it comes to dribble moves, when it comes to just doing a lot of the stick skill things, I'm not the guy for that. But when it comes to just seeing the play, knowing what a good shot is, knowing when to take a shot, knowing what my opponent is going to do or isn't going to do, I'm the guy for that, and that carries me. But there's a lot of people who are much better than me at the game. But I did get exposed. Somebody in the comments, man, shout out to you because you were 100% right. As soon as I read the comment, I knew, yeah, he's right. So shout out to that boy Jamal, and he pretty much told me it's crazy that I'm trying to explain to you guys that I'm a casual. But in the same video, I said that I would win 80% of my games if I played 100 games. Pretty much I said I'd probably go 800 and 200 if I actually played 1,000 games. Now, when I hear that back, that does sound crazy. What I meant, and if I try to explain it one more time, I pretty much meant that my record right now is like 86%, and that's with 200 games played, right? I think I'd lose a couple more, and I think I'd be 800 and 200 if I played 1,000 games. But I was looking at a lot of other people's records. And you know, a lot of people use tier 1 teams all the time or use the same 5 teams. I use every team and I have a good record. So I definitely wasn't saying I'm bad at the game, but at the same time, I was trying to say that I don't play that much. But either way, all this doesn't matter because I was wrong. I was wrong. Because to be honest, if it wasn't me, if I was watching a YouTube video and I heard somebody else say that if they played 1,000 games, they'd win 80% of their games, they'd win 800 out of 1,000, I'd look at them and be like, yeah, you're a sweat, you're comp. Now, I don't think I'm a sweat. I 100% don't think I'm a sweat, but I might be comp. I think he's right. And honestly, that was the whole point of that video. He also made another great point and said he thinks what makes someone comp is who can take advantage of the small things in the game that most casual players miss. And honestly, bro, you got it. I'm not even one of those people who will sit here and argue and just be wrong just to be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. I think I'm wrong. I'm not a casual player, but I think it's a spectrum. I think I messed up last video because I made it seem like it was black and white, like either you're a casual or you're a comp player, but there's levels to everything, right? I'm not a casual because I play a decent amount. Again, I can go days without playing, but there's people who play once a month, twice a month. They barely play at all, and they just enjoy the game as a pastime. I may not play in money tournaments anymore or use like the greatest teams all the time and do wagers, but I still want to win all my games, and I think that's what makes me different. So honestly, I think this is really interesting because compared to a lot of other people I watch, compared to a lot of other people I have watched, and compared to myself back then, when I was younger a couple years ago, probably from the ages of like 14 to 20, 2K was everything. But I've always been a gamer, so I've always just played a lot of games. But right now, I'm playing Marvel Rivals now. I'm playing Astrobot. I'm playing Cyberpunk. I'm playing Split Fiction. Like, I'm playing a lot of different games. I've been playing Minecraft. I've been playing a lot of games, and I haven't just been locked on to 2K. And it's been like that for a few years. It just seems like I play all the time because I make YouTube videos. But like I said last video, and I gotta work on this. I promise I gotta work on this. I'm not even super consistent with the YouTube videos. But yeah, that just had me thinking like, damn, he's right. Like you can't be a casual and say you'd win 80% of your games. You can't be a casual and play 200 games and win 86% of your games. That's like you being on COD and having a 1.7, 1.8 KD and you're trying to tell people you're a casual when the casual usually has like a 0.8, 0.9. I don't know, maybe a 1. Or another example is you playing Marvel Rivals and trying to say you're a casual, but all you do is play ranked and you're gold and you're silver. Even if you're silver, you play a lot, you put a lot of work in and you're better than majority of the player base, you're probably a comp player. But I sort of want to twist this video around because it's been established. I'm more of a comp player than a casual player. I do think it's a spectrum. I think it's like a slider, right? I'm more on the comp side, but I feel like there's a reason why you can say that. Like, of course, If somebody's running a 2-3 zone and a crazy 5 out and they know all the money plays and they just know how to get a bump animation every single time, that's different, right? They go into a 4-court press, into a 2-3 and switch into a half-court trap. That's different. I'm not on that level. There's a lot of really good people who will bust my ass. I'm not on that level, but I am a good player. And I think another reason why I sort of downplay how good I am at the game is because I really feel like anybody could be this good. So I'm gonna pivot into sort of talking about that, because to be honest, like I said earlier, when it comes to actual stick skills, y'all watch my videos, I'm not sitting up here spamming dribble moves and just running an ISO every time, right? I don't even use rhythm shooting anymore. I had somebody come into my stream and in the chat, they were asking why I don't do rhythm shooting anymore, because I was doing it and it was working, but I just stopped because I really didn't feel like I needed to, but I also just didn't feel like learning a whole new mechanic because of the time it would take. Instead, I just rely on what I see on the floor, right? So I think spacing is probably the biggest thing. If I have a big that can't shoot, I got to put them in a lot of pick and roll actions. And you'll probably see it in this video. If somebody's playing off, right, and just sitting in the paint with their big, I put my big into a lot of screen actions and it becomes a 2-on-1, and his point guard or his shooting guard, or whoever's getting a screen now has to guard the roll, the fade, and the ball handler, which is just, is a wrap. Or I'll put him in the post and then have somebody from the opposite corner cut. And it's just so much you can do, and those are the little things that I pay attention to. If I have, like, let's say I have the Lakers, right? I don't use the Lakers much, but let's say I have the Lakers and I have LeBron and I'm playing against the Bucks and he has Giannis on LeBron, because people love to do that. Giannis is crazy on this game. Obviously, it's gonna be hard to get to the rim with LeBron, which is what you wanna do. So you call an inverted pick and roll on Damian Lillard. Whoever Damian Lillard is guarding, if it's Austin Reeves, it probably shouldn't be Luka, but for some reason, if they have him on Luka, go ahead and call that pick and roll with that player, run a fade, and now I'm going hard right off a screen with LeBron. Dame has to pick up, Giannis has to switch. Now it's a wrap. Now, if I go to the rim with LeBron on Dame, Giannis has to help. If he helps, I kick it. If he doesn't help, I'm going up. You get what I'm saying? It's like little things like that, and that's all I do. If you watch my videos, that's all I do, and you can do that too. It's just learning the game. If you know you have a weak help side defender in the corner, you can run a cut in the corner and just throw a lob. Or you could just hit him with a quick bounce pass, a quick chest pass. That's an easy finish. Or if I have a great defender guarding me, let's say I'm using the Rockets, right, and I have Jalen Green, and somebody's using the Celtics and they have Drew Holiday or Derek White guarding Jalen Green all the way up at half court, I'm gonna call a high pick and roll. So even if he does have a great defender, the pick is set up so high that I can just go downhill, and now his big either has to come up, which nobody wants to do. Everybody wants to sit in the paint because they're scared to play D. And I can shoot a midi, I can shoot a pull up, I can stop at 3 if it's high enough. Or if he does come up with his big, he's so far behind with his guard trying to chase me around the screen that I have a lob. It's like little things like that I'm thinking about this on the fly. This is not a scripted video. That's just what I do. Or even if you set a screen and you go wide and they switch, now most of the time your big has a guard on them, just post them up. You guys are gonna see all these things in this video probably, because this is just how I play. I think I got Rockets gameplay. I'll probably put Rockets gameplay on in the background. I'm really hoping this is Rockets gameplay. If not, it's probably gonna be Magic gameplay. But you see like how I play. I don't just use one player and try to cheese and just abuse it, right? Like I don't go use the Lakers and just try to dunk with LeBron every single time. I don't go and use the Bucks and rim run every time, or use Steph and just shoot threes, fades all the time. I use every single player, and it's not because I want to. Like I do like to play like that, and I've been playing like that, but it's also because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I can't really go to work like I want to, because I don't know how to dribble like that no more. I know y'all call me Yunc, and in this case, I'm Yunc. But the whole reason I bring this up is to let y'all know a lot of you guys are really good when it comes to stick skills, but you lose a lot of games because you make bad decisions. Like you don't have to shoot tough shots every single time. You don't have to pick the Thunder and then force it with Shea, even if somebody's helping. I'm playing against people and I literally coach people while I'm busting their ass because they're just doing wild things. The best example I can give you is I was playing against somebody who had the Thunder, right? After the first quarter, it was 11-11. This guy, and I promise you I'm not making this up, he shoots a fade and pauses it right before it's about to go in because he thinks it's gonna go in, and like he's going crazy. I know he's seen my record and he's like, oh, I have a chance to beat somebody with a great record. Let me start getting hype because the game is close. In his head, he probably didn't even think it should be that close. because he probably thought he was gonna get blown out. But spoiler alert, he ended up getting blown out. He missed a shot, right? He paused, he missed a shot, whatever. And I got on the mic and I told him, I said, you know what's about to happen now, right? I'm about to bust your ass because you should never did that. One thing about me, I love trash talk. I think it's funny. But when somebody who's pure garbage does the pause screen thing to me, I don't know why. That triggers me. That brings me back. Because again, y'all can call me Yunc. I don't care. I'm only 26, chill. Back in the day, you used to do the pause screen to troll people, and I got PTSD from that. I promise you I do. From 2K14, 15, playing on the couch, people used to do that. Playing online, people used to do that. PTSD. But yeah, I spent the rest of that game just picking him apart. He had Shea, he had Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, great defenders. Alex Caruso was switching in and out. And I think I had the Pelicans. And I literally went downhill with Zion, had a screen set with CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum would fade, and I would either go to the rim with Zion, or he would have to double Zion because that's like a tank. Kick it out to CJ. CJ hits. If they close out on CJ from the corner, kick it to Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy can hit. Kick it to Jose Alvarado. Damn, I can't say that. That's tough. Jose Alvarado, and he hits. It's just ball movement, and I let him know like it's over. And then at the same time, most people don't really want to shoot. Bro, if you can shoot in this game, you're gonna win most of your games. Because a lot of people just rely on drives. I think, of course, it's a part of the game. Like, you want to get to the rim, you want to get to the cup, you want to put somebody in the rim. I get it. But that shouldn't be 80% of what you do. Just like you shouldn't only shoot jumpers. I played against another guy. I think he had the Nets. This was like a tier 3 versus tier 3 matchup. And he only shot jumpers with D'Lo, Cam Thomas, and Cam Johnson. And it was probably the worst gameplay I've ever seen because I knew he wanted to shoot. He would drive just to kick out for a 3, and we would force him. Like, when I play, I like to force people into mid-range shots because people don't want to shoot pull-ups. People barely want to shoot catch and shoot. So you got to have a balance. I drive to get a layup. This is like real life too for all my younger subscribers out there, because I know a lot of y'all are young. If you hoop in real life, right? If you really want to know how you can get better at scoring the basketball, it's by putting pressure on the rim. Look at all the best scorers in the league. They put pressure on the rim. Even Steph, I can give you that example. The reason Stephen Curry is so deadly, right, is because he can shoot from everywhere. And because he can shoot from everywhere and anywhere, you have to play up. Now, of course, he's been getting guarded like that for 10 plus years. He can get to the rim, and you're so scared of him shooting that he just gets by. And then you play off a little bit because maybe you can't keep up with him. He shoots in your eye. He still puts pressure on the rim. And another great example is, of course, LeBron. LeBron obviously doesn't shoot nowhere like Curry, but LeBron can be a streaky shooter. This year, he's been pretty consistent. But it's because he puts pressure on the rim that you have to back off and give him space. Because if you play up, he used to be able to just go by you. Now he can get you on his hip. He can get you on the side and muscle up. And if you're not in front of him, it's over. Even if you are in front of him, if you're not strong enough, it's over. That's because he puts so much pressure on the rim. And he does that so that now he can shoot, right? You got to back off. He can shoot the 3. He does that little step back where he looks at the ball. Y'all always wonder, how is he getting people with that? I used to wonder that too. Like, how does that work? Like, he's waiting, looking at the ball, looking at you, looking at the ball again, and then shooting it. But it's because the pressure he puts on the rim, we sort of got to back off, because if we do play up, it's a bucket. But what I'm really trying to say is how I play in real life, how I play in 2K, is I try to put pressure on the rim. If you put pressure on the rim, that opens up your game because now they got to back off. Now they got to really move with you, right? If you put pressure on the rim and you're driving hard and they're backing off, step back, right? If you're just going downhill, if you got this in your bag, if you're going downhill and they back off, you can pull up. Maybe you have the ball and you just in triple threat, right? You're jabbing. They're backing off because they're scared of that drive. They're scared of the pressure you put on the rim. That's a bucket. This is a great example, actually, and I should have used him. I forgot to use him. Carmelo Anthony. If y'all are really locked in, if you're not, go watch old Carmelo Anthony. I just had to stop because I really just said Carmelo Anthony. That's nuts. But go watch old Carmelo Anthony highlights. He put so much pressure on the rim, and I think we forget because he was a mid-range killer, and it was just jab, 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 right? But it really was, he drove so hard to the rim that you were sort of frantic, right? You sort of didn't know what to do because, okay, he can get by me, he can go to the rim, right? At the same time, he can hit this midi, he can hit this contested too. He can catch and shoot. All that started because he put pressure on the rim. So long story short, don't be one-dimensional. Put pressure on the rim, drive and kick. If they don't guard you, just drive and finish. That's it. But yeah, man, this was a little bit of a tangent. This wasn't a scripted video. I just thought it was really funny that he called me out, and he was right. Like, I'm not a casual, but I also don't think I'm a super sweat. Y'all let me know in the comments, what do you think? If you've been watching me, what am I? Like, what am I? And if you're new, this is a great sign for you. Check out some of the other videos, check out the Discord that's linked down below, and check out my Twitch because I am doing sub games there. But like always, if you guys ended up enjoying this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're already subscribed, I love you. This is TallT and I'm out.